Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Chasing Optimum. Morning, Jackson.
Good morning.
Hello. You're just here today?
Yeah, I'm just here.
Yeah, just here. I'm saying hello to you.
Yeah, just in the background.
I'm actually going to talk about Chasing Optimum today, that very topic, because we always talk about different things. But I want to help people understand where I'm up to with this and what it actually means, because the name Chasing Optimum is, pretty self-explanatory, but what does it mean?
I'm not even too sure.
Lifestyle. So a while ago, I made a commitment to reach for better in everything in life, not just health, but everything. And I've studied the law of attraction for a very long time, more than 20 years, and practiced it. It's a bit of a funny thing. It's like invisible, and it's quite easy just to go, don't worry about it, and just live life by default. But I started to see that you can purposely design your life and start to bend reality into it's almost like into what you want it to be. So whether it's financial stability, career, your relationship, health and fitness, all of that, you can literally go, all right, I want a better relationship now. So what does that need to be? So you could be with somebody already, and even if it's not that good, you can start to merge into a different person yourself in that area. And that's sort of how you got to see it. There's pillars in your life: relationship, wealth, fitness, health, energy, all of this. So there's like all these pillars. And whatever you want, because you might be doing well in one part of your life, like you might be super fit, but you might be broke. Or you might be young and got a good relationship with a girl, but terrible career. Like, just don't know what you want to do, or that sort of stuff. And it's funny because, like, life is quite often you look at people and go, gee, they got a good life over there, that person. It looks like they're killing it. But you don't actually know, because you might be looking at their financial success. They might be on a jet. They might be like wealthy, but they could be so unhappy. You know how many wealthy people I know, Jackson, that are unhappy?
A lot. More money, more problems.
Pardon?
More money, more problems.
More money, more problems. But it could be the other way. See, that's a self-fulfilling prophecy, Jackson. Excuse my throat today. More money, more problems. Why do you say that?
Yeah, it's a Big Small song. He does a song about how, like, the more money he gets, the more problems he has. Like, the more child support goes here, the more this goes there, the more the other goes the other. All the women, like, he just talks about having more money creates more issues for you.
It can be. Do you know you only get what you expect? You only get what you expect. You can't live a different life than what you expect.
That's like the law of attraction, right?
Law of attraction. But it's so what you think about most, you will create. And if you see yourself as struggling, living week to week, life is difficult, things are expensive, inflation. I didn't even know what inflation was till about a year ago. I didn't.
It's pretty funny.
I had no idea. And you will get what you focus on most. Because what you focus on most creates this internal expectation on how life's going to be. But the good part about it is you can shift it. And do you know what your expectation is? What I can tell you, Jackson, what every expectation is in your life at the moment.
What is it?
You're living it.
Yeah, true.
You are living it. Your expectation on the relationship with me, your expectation on the relationship with your mum, your expectation on the relationship with your financial. I'll tell you how you know your financial expectation. Just check your bank account.
Yeah, true.
That's your financial expectation. That's where you'll hover in life. On all things. On your weight, on your stamina, on your, like, even if you go to push yourself, like with something, let's say an ice bath. Ice bath's a good example.
I've been thinking about those lately.
Yeah. So ice bath is an example. You can tell what your expectation is in staying in there before you get in.
Do you mean like you've already made the decision in your brain?
You will stay in there based on the belief, the threshold in your mind before you get in there. You'll pick your line. Same as when you go into the gym and you go, I'm going to do 10 of these. You know how many you'll do?
10.
10.
That's funny you say that though, because I feel like back when I was training or whatever, whenever I say I'll get 10, once I get to 8 and 9, it becomes really hard. But I can do 12 to 15.
Yeah, because you have bent the reality to match your expectation before you've even done it. I'm going to show you a little example. Reach as high as you can. Yep. Like stretch. Yeah, a little bit higher. There you go. See?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always that bit more. And it's whether you want to control that bit. So have you ever heard shoot for the moon, you might land on the stars?
I think I've heard you say it once or twice.
Yeah, shoot for the moon, you might land on the stars. So but you've got to, expectation's a funny thing. You've got to have it so like you resonate with it still. You don't just go, wake up today and go, where's my $1 billion in the bank? But if you've got $5,000 in the bank, you could start adjusting your expectation to get to 10 and visualizing it and seeing it and expecting it and not be in a hurry. Just get your this whole world is energy. So get your vibrational expectation to feel like what it would be to get $10,000 in the bank and be comfortable. And then it's just a small movement. So Esther Hicks talks about the next logical step. What's the next logical step? So finance is a good thing. Money is a good thing because everyone knows about it. Everyone can feel it and everyone can experience it. So if you earn $100,000 a year, the next logical step would be maybe 130. How do you get to $130,000 a year? What does that look like? Is it another job? Is it same job but adding more value? Is it it's like a side hustle? Is it something like that? You know? So it's moving yourself just slowly over time. And you'll be amazed at what that does. Just that little bit extra, like you just did with your hand in the air, just a little bit more, but you just went to your full thing.
Yeah.
I said, put it as far as you can go. But it wasn't until I said to you just a little bit more that you like found that little 2% extra.
Is that like why when you get a failure in the gym, it's like you kind of just go past that, like how I reached, and then you said a bit more? Like in your head, you're always going, just a bit more, just a bit more, just a bit more.
Yeah.
Sort of thing?
Yeah. The gym is a great place to learn this because when you go to failure, I think that even I go to failure, there's probably even more in there. Like it's that time that you stretch your mind to get used to going past to what you feel like you've got enough. There's always that little bit more in there, that touch more, always. If you learn to live life like that, you watch what happens with your life. It actually starts to accelerate.
But how do you do that when you're not motivated? Because like a lot of people like us, for instance, like now I'm in such a motivated state where I'd go do that, but 3-4 months down the track, how do you keep going in that just a bit more kind of mindset?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Jackson. I like that one.
Thanks.
I've said it 100 times. What is motivation?
Just a goal.
Yeah, but what is it?
Enthusiasm.
It's something that you're interested in. So motivation is like nothing. You can't get me to go watch a movie I don't want to. You can't do it. I won't do it. You can't get me to go to a place I don't want to go. You know, I'll go for a reason. Like if Tara wants to go somewhere and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine. But if I just have a choice, like as in when I say if I had a choice, there's other levels to this, but if there's a movie that I don't want to see, I won't go see it. I won't go waste time doing stuff that just doesn't interest me. But if something interests me, I'll do it at all cost because there's a payoff to it. It's either going to be an emotional payoff or moving myself forward. So I've got my sights set on 55. You know, just now, the good question you brought up. Just now, last night, I'm like, okay, after July, because I'm taking a lot less stuff at the moment, but after July, I'm going to turn the volume right up and I'm going to create my best physique ever by 54. By 54. So I've picked this mark that's not too far away because I have talked about 55 for a long time, but that's my longer term. This is where I'm going to be at 55. But in between that, have you ever heard of a triathlete say they race, there's 7 races in one race?
I haven't heard it, but I can imagine.
Yeah. It's like when I do burpees, small example, it's not a triathlon. When I do burpees, I do 10 easily. The next 10's okay. Then I go 5, and then I go 2, and then, or 3, and then 2. And that's where I put the finish line there. And so I can do 30, but if I start and I go, okay, 29, 28, 20, it's like far away.
Yeah.
And you start to like, cause you want these little wins that keep you motivated. And that's exactly what it is. You got to have a goal, like you said, but something that is meaningful to you. And you can do it in each part of your life. There's not many parts of your life, but each part, like your work, your relationship, your wealth, it's all the same. And then have a target that you want. Now you just got to set the day up for little wins. And that's what Chasing Optimum is, Jack. Chasing Optimum isn't this, it's about this amazing life down the track. No. It's just about having an amazing day and setting yourself up for these wins to stay motivated. Because there's many times you're not going to feel like yesterday is a good example for me. We did a video on it. I just didn't want it yesterday. But I knew that if I did it, I would feel better after it. And I knew what the steps were. A lot of the time, people aren't really committed to the steps because they're sort of like, go to the gym, tick a box, go home. You know? Like,
Yeah.
go to the gym, tick a box. I went to the gym. Was it really great? No, but I went to the gym. But I go to the gym and I know exactly what I need to do in each step. So 5 exercises, 4 sets, 2 failure, every one. Otherwise, for me, it's a failure. I will not feel the feeling of the win unless I do that. So you've got to learn what the steps are that are going to move you there. So it's like all of my vitamins that I take. I don't even know what vitamins they are, half of them. How many are there? 30 of them?
A lot.
At least 30 of them. But can we just talk about this for a second, just so people can understand the level of commitment that I've been internally, I've agreed to do to see what's possible. So I get up. Straight away when I get up, I have this hydration drink. Glutamine, carnitine, lemon, cayenne pepper, Celtic salt.
How long have you been doing all this for as well? Like, this is like, what, 4 years of doing this?
Yeah, but last 2 years, more in depth.
Yeah.
And I'm just going more and more in depth. Next piece of the puzzle, I call it. So let's talk about this so people can get a sense of it. So hydration is one of the number one things you need to do every day. Every day. You have to start hydrated. Having a coffee to start is the opposite to hydrated. That's dehydrated. That's what it does. That's enjoyment. That's following pleasure. Okay? I like hot chocolates, but I'm not going to have a hot chocolate. It doesn't fit in the Chasing Optimum regime because I'm serious about what I want to get out of life now. I'm really serious about it. I want to see what's possible. This is where Chasing Optimum comes into it. And it's about raising your vibrational frequency, both in expectation, but also in action. So if I'm having these wins along the way every day, my expectation is going to increase. Because I'm like, hey, I'm paying the price here. I'm doing this. I'm committed. How am I going to feel inside?
Very good.
Very good. So internally, I'm lifting myself up every day. So hydration drink, done. At the moment, I'm writing the book. I've got 5 chapters to go, I think. 6 chapters to go, something like that. So it's going to be about another month. Then I come in and I do 1 hour of book writing. 1 hour. I don't really love book writing, but I do it. Done. Then I do breathing, Wim Hof breathing. Beginner's one, 3 rounds, done. Then I go straight into the ice bath. There's nothing in between this. I just go boom, 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 boom every day. Straight into the ice bath. Done. Out. I do my lymphatic movements, which is like this thing that I do.
It's your dance.
It's my dance thing.
Yep.
It's to get my lymphatic system moving because your lymphatic system is like your air conditioner filters. They need cleaning. So every day I get it moving.
Is that, sorry, off topic, but you know when you see like a lot of like Asian people in the parks, they're always doing those.
Tai Chi?
Yeah, is that the same thing? Oh, okay.
It's different. That's just, I don't know. I've never done Tai Chi, but it's like energy movement.
Yeah, because you always see them on the beach. They're always going like,
oh yeah, it would be similar. A similar effect, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
So I get my lymphatic system moving, and then depending on time, Jackson. So that's a non-negotiable. But then after that, I'll do a red light bed. Then I'll make breakfast for Summer. I'll make breakfast for Tara, and I'll make my lunch for the day. And then I'll make a juice, a celery juice, carrot, lemon, and beetroot if it's around, and ginger. That's the other thing. And I'll make that juice for me, and I'll make a pineapple and celery juice for Tara. That's done. The reason for that, that's my skin glow juice. That's a Tommy drink that he said to do, and I do it every morning. Then from that, I eat a pod, and I eat a couple of 2-pod chocolates for my mouth microbiome, and then I get ready for the day. And I may do cardio. It depends on the time. I may do cardio. I might do a podcast now, or whatever I do, and then off to work. Actually, I get sun. Sorry, forgot about that. 20 minutes of sun after that. Summer, Stormy, whoever else wants to come, and we get 20 minutes of sun out the front. Then I get ready and go to work. So that's the start of the day, every day. How's my body humming at the moment?
The best it can be.
Yeah, like I'm on track. Inside my mind, I'm on track. My energy's flowing. So I go into the day, and that whole point of that is, yes, to make sure my body's got all it needs. I take all the vitamins as well, and take the pod powder that's in amongst all that. And then I'm off to work. But I'm in the zone. It's probably the reason I do it. Put myself in the zone, highest frequency possible. So when you're in the highest frequency state, the day's just better. Things flow to you much easier. And then my attraction point is the highest it can be. I feel good. So end of the day, appointments, prospecting, team stuff, company stuff, all of this, whatever the day brings. Then at about 3 o'clock, I train, roughly. Might be 3:30, might be 4 o'clock, might be 2:30. Don't really know. Depends on what happens. But even though I'm training at the gym, I'm making work calls in between. So it's not like I'm just there. I mean, you're with me. I make calls the whole time.
The whole time.
But I'm there for a reason. I'm there to move the needle forward on my body. 1 muscle group, 5 exercises, 4 sets each, to failure, and then 30 burpees at the end. I know if I've done a good workout or not. And I make myself. So even though I might not feel perfect every day, by the time you get to the afternoon, I'm not really an afternoon person. I'm more of a morning person. But I do it, and I know inside whether I've hit the target. Don't let myself off. To failure. I'm not talking about doing 10 reps each exercise. I'm talking about doing, if there's 13 in there, do 13. If there's 15 in there, do 15. If there's 22 in there, do 22. Whatever I can't literally lift the next one, that's a failure. That's done. And then after that, I have a protein shake. Actually, in the middle of the day, I take Stormy for a run, eat the lunch, and then I have a protein shake, then come home, and then I make, turn the sauna on, make dinner for me, for Summer, and Tara sort of likes making her own. She has a mixture of stuff. She has sometimes those heated meals, whatever they're called, pre-made meals or
the chef good ones.
Yeah, whatever. Yep. So I just make sure they're all right. Tara baths Summer and puts her to bed by 6, and then I'm into the night routine.
Can I backtrack a bit?
Yeah.
Just when you were talking, when you finished the morning part, you said, I feel good.
I feel good.
Do you think that's the crux of it for everybody? Like, because it's for you, it's different. Like your whole morning routine, if you single mum of 3, wouldn't be able to do that. But as long as she does something where she feels good going into the day, do you think that's like really the crux of it?
You're getting very mature, Jackson.
Thanks.
Great stuff.
I've been locked in a house for a month, so.
Yeah. But see, we're talking about me 30 years later in work progression, kids progression, life progression, all that sort of stuff. So you're right. So let's talk about you. You're young. You might want to just go take the dogs for a walk, have your morning juice, for instance. You got to do stuff that's in line with, that's why I call it chasing optimum. What's your optimum best decision you can make?
Yeah, because some people could say, oh, well, I feel good when I have a coffee and a cigarette in the morning. That's right. My morning routine.
Exactly.
It's completely different.
Completely different. There's a cause and effect. So the cause and effect for my choices, I want best energy possible. If you have a coffee, sure, you might enjoy it, but there is an effect after that. There is, your body's got to process it. And that's why I don't touch caffeine anymore. People say, I love my coffee. Absolutely. You love the coffee, but I love injecting cocaine. I do.
Yeah.
And it's the cause and effect is not worth it in my world. And it's not in line with where my compass wants to go anymore. So that's why the North Star is important. The goal down there, like I've just set a new goal, 54, best body ever. Not big bodybuilder body, but good body. So I'm gonna see what I can do. I've got it in my mind. So every decision I need to make over the next year needs to line up with that. So does eating McDonald's line up with that?
No.
No. Does eating pizza line up with that?
No.
No. And people call it rest days and cheat meals, but that's exactly what they are. They're cheat meals. I don't want a cheat meal. I want a forward movement meal, every meal. People say, oh, isn't that boring? Sort of. But how much do you want the goal?
Do you think people need to, because like a lot of people would see you in the way that you do that and go like, that guy's crazy, or I don't know how he does that every day. Do you feel like it's because you've progressed from like just the easy morning routines and it's just become this thing? So people aren't used to it because they haven't gone through that journey.
Yeah. And people might not want the North Star that I want. So they might just want to feel like as healthy as possible. So, and that's completely fine. Get up, go for a walk. You got to do what rings your bells, but you got to also move yourself forward a bit. You can go for a walk. So sometimes I see people who are like 30 kilos overweight and they're just walking. Great stuff. But if I was them, I'd say, let's walk for a month, get used to it. And then I'm going to do a slight jog.
Yeah.
Just a slight jog. And I'm going to stay like that for another couple of months. You just got to keep moving yourself forward a little bit. Because if you just keep walking, because it's enjoyable, that's great. But it's not going to, if you've got a weight goal, it's not really going to do that much.
Yeah.
But the consistency is great. That's why you got to do it for a while. Do it till you get so used to it and it becomes a part of your life.
That's why the gym on New Year's Day is always so like packed, and then a month later it's always so empty because they just punch it so hard and then they get tired and they don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, that's right. And that's exactly right. And too much too soon, it never sticks. Slow progression. So if you're 30 kilos overweight, you might want to say, well, in a couple of years' time, I want to be 20 kilos less. So that's a very real goal. So that's going to mean I'm going to learn how to eat a bit better. And you're not going to start, you're not just going to tune into a Matt Steinway diet and that's the way you're going to be. You might, but you probably won't stay like that.
Yeah.
You might just say, I'm going to eat 2 meals a day. I'm going to make them this and this and learn a bit more about it. So learning about it is just as important as doing it. So that's why I talk about the next piece of the puzzle. So when I'm talking to Tommy, I'm like, or Mick, I'm like, even with Mick the Podman, I'm like, this is where I'm up to in colors now, Mick. What's the next piece of the puzzle? And I'm up to coral in the pods, and I might stay on coral for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. And then my frequency is moving. I can feel it. Like the pods I'm eating them, but it's like, it doesn't feel like, it feels like I'm ready to progress to the next one. So he'll create a new formula based on where I'm up to. A good example of this is I was up to the blue pods. And I've been on the blue pods for like a year. And he made these green ones. And he said, Matt, I've made a new formula for you. And a new pod powder, it's extra strong. It's green. I took them first day and I got the runs like you've never seen, like water. Like, psh. I rang Mick and I said, what the hell's going on here? He said, your body's adjusting. Now I have them. It's completely fine, but it took about 3 days to adjust. And that's what I mean. It's like that, just a little dial up. So if you want to lose 30 kilos, you've got all these habits that have taken you there. Not great habits. Drinking, eating too much, eating too wrong times, eating the wrong foods, all of this, not exercising enough. So you're just going to turn that around in 2 seconds. But what you could do is say, I'm going to walk every day. That's all I'm going to do. Walk every day, half an hour. And then after a while, you feel like it's just not really doing anything now. At first, you'll be excited, but then after a while, you'll be like, I'm just doing it.
Too cold.
To this. But then you say, okay, I'm going to run for 5 minutes, like jog for 5 minutes and walk for 5 minutes. And then jog for 5 minutes and walk for 5 minutes. And you're going to do that for the next couple of months and get so used to it. It's like 30 burpees for me now. I reckon I could do 40. But I'm staying on 30 for the moment because I'm still a bit tired, like at the end. So my goal is to get to 100 and do 100 really well. I'm sure there's people who do 1,000 out there. This is only just in my world. It's like the Stairmaster is the same thing. First time on the Stairmaster, I couldn't even do 2 minutes.
You hated it, didn't you?
I hated it.
Yeah.
Now I can do 1 hour, not an issue. 1 hour feels like I'm just, okay, that's good. But 2 hours is like, yeah, I'm really done it. So you build this resistance up, but you've also got to just go slowly to the next part and stay there and get used to it.
Yeah, like where I'm at now, sorry, jump in. Yeah. It's like I'm not even thinking about gym, nothing. My sleep was terrible. I slept 3 hours a night for 3 months or 2 months or whatever. Now, all I'm focused on is having a good sleep. And it's like, once my sleep's good, I go, cool, I'll start walking the dogs every morning and then like progress from there. Do you think it's like, if there's one bad thing in your life, it's good to just hyper focus on that and get it good, like sleep because it's so important, or diet because it's important, or just focus on the one thing till it's good and then move on to the next?
I think so. I think it is, but they're all linked together. So, like, let's say diet is important. I think it's starting slowly is more important.
Yeah.
So rather than just drilling down on the one thing, starting slowly. So, because you want to sustain it over a long time. Like you want to, chasing optimum is a lifestyle. This is what I live, and I'm going to live forever because it is the secret to a better life. And you know how good things happen for a while and not so good, whatever. You want to have this life that you enjoy regardless of what's going on. You're not in the washing machine of life so much because you're reacting to, you get depressed so you don't exercise anymore, or, you break up with your partner and it's the depths of depression and want to jump off the skillion, that sort of thing. Like you start being really in control and responsible for your own life. And then what happens is that radiates out.
How do you do that though? Stop being so consumed by something. Like, it's a hard thing.
You develop a purpose for your own life that becomes so strong that there's going to be times where you are going to feel flat and depressed. It's like antidepressants, Jack. I just heard somebody else went on antidepressants the other day. That is not a fix. It is not a fix at all. It's like when you weren't sleeping well, and I said, don't take the sleeping tablets. Learn to sleep properly. Because once you learn to sleep properly, you got it forever.
Yeah.
Same as antidepressants. That's a quick fix potentially to even out how you're feeling. But you can do it yourself. You just got to control your emotions. And once you learn about all of that, then you can start to say, well, that's why setting your days up for small wins gives you a feeling of satisfaction. And satisfaction is the best place to be. Living within your means, great thing to do. Not spending too much. Don't waste all this money on stupid things. Just live within your means, do well at your job, and set your day up for small wins. You sort of get this feeling like life's pretty good. Does it matter if you got 10 grand in the bank or $1 million in the bank?
I think it's more of an ego thing. Like, it doesn't actually really matter.
You can buy food. You can do your thing. So it sort of doesn't really matter in a way, just as long as you feel secure enough. But when you've got a mountain of bills and you've got a mortgage that's huge and you've got car payments and you put yourself in that position, that's not a good feeling place. You've got to slowly work yourself out of that. It's the same thing. So when you're in life and you're going through something, might be a breakup of some sort, not easy to do because you're not as motivated. But if you know the track you've got to run on every day, it's going to give you a bit of purpose. Otherwise, you'll sit at home, eat ice cream every day and be sorry for yourself and feel like the world's against you. I'm creating the forward path by what I've learned about health. I didn't know all of this before. I thought being healthy was just eating chicken and rice and going to the gym, and just being lean. That's what I thought health was. But now I understand there's a whole lot more to it. But you've got to put effort in this area. You'll only do what you know. Nothing else. You'll only do what you know. So I've really gone out of my way. When I say got out of my way, I made a focus of mine to learn about this. How do I have the best energy every day? What does that mean? That means be hydrated. Eat well. But even eating well, you got to learn about food. What food does what? So now I'm on a high alkaline diet. Acidic diet creates inflammation. Inflammation creates problems. So the goal is now for myself is I don't want inflammation. So I've got to do things that don't create it. That's why I talk about alcohol. If you want to drink alcohol, sure, you're going to get inflammation though. It's friction in your body. It doesn't process it well. That's why you get if it wasn't a problem, you wouldn't get a hangover. Do you get a hangover from drinking lemon juice?
No.
No. Do you get a hangover from drinking water? No. You get a hangover from alcohol because it's a problem. It's not good for your body. That's why you get a hangover. That's your body is saying, I can't process this. I'm having issues here. You better stay in bed. I need all the energy I can to fix this. You know, even eating at night, people get home and eat this huge meal at night, eat hardly anything in the day, then go to bed and expect to have a good sleep. You can't, because when you get tired after a Christmas meal, a Christmas lunch, you want to lay down and have a sleep. It's because lay down and have a sleep because all of your energy goes to digesting that food. But you need energy to actually have a good sleep. You need energy. So a sleep routine's so important. I see sleep as a whole category in life. If you want a good day tomorrow, you've got to have a good sleep. But that takes effort and commitment. Sleep routine, not eat too close to sleeping, magnesium, go to bed on time every day. People might say, that's boring. I want to watch Netflix. Yeah, good on you. Go do that and have a terrible day tomorrow. That's the way that I see it. Cause and effect. So I used to just go to bed whenever I was tired. Early, late, this, that, whatever. No thought about it. Go out for dinner, come home at 9:30, go to bed, eat dessert, whatever I used to do, and give no thought to sleep whatsoever, and wake up not feeling great the next day. Now I'm like, I don't want to rob tomorrow's energy today. So I want to pay the price today so I have a better day tomorrow. And that's what Chasing Optimum is about. It's about paying the price now so you can have the best result you want tomorrow. The best body you can have, the best energy you can have, the best attraction point you can have, the best life you can have. Life just becomes easier. It becomes better. You don't need things then, because you're building it, you know it's on its way. So you don't need the shoes to feel better. You can get them. But you buy them in Chasing Optimum. You want to buy them at the right time, not buy them on Afterpay. That's not living optimum. That's like you don't have the money right now, so don't buy that thing because you're not going to feel good later. So it's all about what sort of life do you want and what are you prepared to do today to get that life you want later. It's completely up to you. Once you learn about it and once you start doing it, you will never go back to doing it the way you used to do it before.